Welcome to Presence Dialogues. I'm your host, Joe Diamo. Presence Dialogue is an approach to communication in which the participants tune in to a frequency of consciousness, a deeper listening, beyond the personal level. The accent is on the novelty of the present moment. We tap into a field in which we are at best conduits for the deeper intuitive intelligence of the heart. The topic for exploration today is how do we tap in to the field of presence. And my guest today is Marilyn Ries, a transformation facilitator who is adept and alive to the frequency where despair is transformed to joy, doubt to knowing, stuckness to flow, and drudgery to magic. She is deeply inspired to help build the way for people to truly see each other. What is accessed heals, harmonizes, and attunes mind, feeling, and body to universal spirit. Welcome, Marilyn.
Thank you, Joe.
So let's just jump in to the subject. Tell me what your thoughts are on it.
It's really good to have a framework of intention, because I see that even a subject that was as if decided, the moment it is presented, if one is already within that framework of willingness or openness to be open to that field, words become so vivid, like emissaries. So it becomes a real inquiry or a live question. How do we tap into the field? Is it really we tapping into the field? Who is this we that taps into the field? Or, and, not or, but and, is it the field ever ready to embrace and receive?
So the field is there already. We're just talking about tapping into it, and in that way bring it into our experience.
I'm putting now the question to you. Do we tap into the field? And I'm sitting with it at the same time in myself. The image of, or the concept, is that really the happening?
The reality of it.
Yeah.
Is the concept of it really the reality of it?
Yeah, yeah.
And what is, and can we therefore tune into what is? I feel that it's definitely possible to tune into what is. That it's a matter of being in a space where the mind is empty is possible, just to where it gets quiet. And we can be in a space prior to thought formation. In that space, we're able to see the novelty of this moment as opposed to it being a repeat of other moments in time. But the mind has to slow down in that. It's kind of a paradox. The mind on one level slows down in order to let this perception through, which is very quick. So it's the opposite of the monkey mind or the speedy mind. That's the part that has to quiet down. And then a deeper, more intuitive, more spontaneous, in the moment mind can therefore start to act. And if we bring it down more, the heart, it starts to connect with a deeper heart wisdom, knowledge that we can be sort of, we can be the vessels for. So it's like we're living in this space that allows this deeper wisdom to act through us. And to me, those are all part and parcel of what creates the field, or makes it alive in actual fact with us, as opposed to frequencies that are there but they're not being accessed.
And it's beautiful what you're saying. It feels almost as if the active inquiry throws open and makes available.
That feels like a good point, because it's just the inquiry is an openness and a willingness to see, right? To investigate, and just to be open to what comes through. That's like a door, like a key, like.
And where does inquiry come from?
I don't think it comes from us.
Yeah.
I don't think it comes from ego.
Right. I mean, this is right now. I think we're just seeing this together. I mean, it's quite amazing, actually.
And that's part of what presence dialogue is about. It's a discovery in the moment. It's preparing oneself to discover in the moment by being willing to sort of let the mind go and not know, and be in a space of not knowing.
Yeah, and moment to moment, to be willing, and then willing, and then willing.
Right.
Now and now and
right.
now, to be in that question, because basically, I feel like I'm a question.
Mm-hmm.
You would say, who am I at this moment? I would say, a question. And that question is open.
And ironically to me, being in question is the space where answer comes. That's where the answers come. But they come, in that way, they come as needed in the moment, and not when the ego wants it to happen. But they actually gets revealed as needed in the moment. But it's a knowing. It's a deeper knowing.
And we have to know that. And I do know that the only way to know is to know. So it's really amazing how question and knowing are
connected,
like married.
Right. Right. So is that happening now?
I would. Do you feel it?
I can feel it, but I was asking you.
Yeah, it's really quite astounding. We were talking about before, this is parcel of what makes a present dialogue. And at a certain moment, there's just a magic there. And then it's like we're on the magic carpet, and it's still now and now and now.
Right, but
and
it still takes what could be called the effortless effort to stay there. Otherwise, we could fall off. Something is still required. We still need to stay with, if we're on a magic carpet, we're being taken. But if we fall asleep, we might fall off it, So we have to still be there, and there has to be that intentionality on our part, I think.
And it's so funny because it's not a contradiction of your words, but the only way to stay there is to give it up.
Right, right.
And give it up, and give it up, and give it up.
Yeah, yeah. I think what we're talking about is what I experience now in this moment is like letting go of me, letting go as much as I can of me and having to know and having to do anything. But you know, ironically, that takes it's humility, really. It really is humility, because it's letting go and saying you don't have the answers, but somehow the space will have the answers, right? So it's like you're giving up me as the knower to do that. But ironically, it takes bravery. It's a fearless act. I mean, to jump into that, not knowing, you know, especially when we're on camera, to go, okay, you know, here we are, and we're going to trust that this deeper knowing is going to work.
It's almost like we become that we become wiser, but it's not. It's just by allowing. Yeah. That it's. I'm so touched by the words, and it's not like will have answer, it has answer.
Answer is, or
Yeah,
in this space,
yeah.
answer arises.
Yeah, and we sit in our knowing as a question.
Right. I know. See, the question that opens up, the question surrenders the ego right off the bat, doesn't it? I'm discovering this as I'm going along here. I've never thought this before. It's just that the ego surrenders. The question allows ego to surrender. The question is the surrendering of the ego. Like what? Like, I don't know the answer. I'm asking the question. Therefore, I'm nothing. And I'm waiting for the answer. I'm nothing, and I'm allowing that nothingness, that fullness, to inform me.
That's amazing, and it's said in a way that's never been said. Well, that
I don't
it's the
think
ego
I
that
have ever said that, yeah.
surrenders. One can say that is the absolute opposite, but in the way that you presented it right now, sounds true.
Sounds like an ending, too.
I think
We
so.
do this one short. This will be
Yeah.
a short one. So we want to thank everybody.
Yeah,
And
fun.
we're going to be doing a series with Marilyn and with others, a series of presence dialogues as a demonstration, but also as a participatory activity. We want to invite you, everyone, to look at these presence dialogues as an opportunity to enter into a meditative, mindful state with a calm mind, you know, and a spacious presence, and therefore receive, you know, the novelty of insight in the moment as we are when we're doing this. So it's not just for information or it's an interesting topic or whatever. It's I feel deeper than that. It can be that also, but deeper than that, it's a means. It's like developing a skill, a meditative skill, to be able to listen deeply and to be in a space of unknowing, which will allow knowing to happen. And sort of a foundational belief, I guess you could say, or idea behind this from the wisdom traditions is that Plato said it first, I think, in the West, that knowledge is innate. So if knowledge is innate, then we know everything already. We just have to learn how to know, to learn how to know how to know, or to learn how to access, and what the keys are to act, or the key to access our inner knowing is. And in that space of unknowing, our inner knowing will, at some point, kick in and operate in our lives. So thank you again from Presence Dialogues. My name is Joe Diamo, and my guest, thank you, Marilyn Ries.
Thank you, Joe.
And
Thank you, everybody.
And stay tuned. Thank you.